Okay, so I saw the heading of CFD. So I have been working with a lot of agile projects in the past, and I know there is this trend of including or combining the aspects of Kanban and Scrum together to realize much more value and all that, right? So I was just curious how that works, and specifically I know the basics of Kanban, right? The high level Toyota model and examples which you hear everywhere in the basic courses. Wherever you attend. But I wanted to understand a little more about CFD. Specifically, I wanted to see if there is a purpose or utility of CFD in a Scrum model. That is what I was specifically interested to understand and find out.
Where do you work, Abhinay?
I work with Telstra.
Right. Okay. So, are you using any hybrid approach or Scrum, or what kind of assignment are you working?
Yeah, we are predominantly using Scrum for software development projects. There are a few support teams which use Kanban, or let me put it this way: we say Kanban, but it is just that there is no process, right? It's just that
yes, I know.
Yeah. So
no process means it's Kanban.
Yeah. So swim lanes exist. That's all, right? So we call it Kanban. Right? So basically, I am working as an agile coach here. So I wanted to see if there is something that I can take away from this in terms of Kanban and agile, and if I can take something back to my teams and tell them some best practices, right?
Fair. Yeah. See, when it comes to CFD, in fact, CFD is an independent tool. It is not specifically, we cannot, lots of people believe that CFD is part of Cash. That is a myth.
Okay.
CFD is a separate tool, which is a management tool.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a management tool. See, it is there for quite a long time, in fact. This CFD first used in railway stations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to manage the arrival and departure of trains.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. And many people are, and as you pointed out, many people are not aware about it. Many people believe that it is a part of Kanban or something. No, not at all.
Yeah.
It is a management tool which can be used with any agile approaches. It can be flow-based agile. It can be used with Scrum. It can be used with the outcome and innovation-based agile, which is a Wave 3 agile. And this management tool helps us in finding out the arrival and departures.
Right.
See, it's very simple. Many people believe that it's a complicated one. No, not at all. It's a very simple one. See, we have, let's consider a project itself as a system.
Okay.
Any assignment, let it be Scrum, let it be Kanban, or let it be any kind of assignment. Let's use the term assignment. And see, in this assignment is a system, because when I say it's a system, that means it is a network of interconnected outcomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a network of interconnected outcomes. Let's say we expect certain outcome from a testing team. We expect certain outcome from a development team as well as the BAD or the product owner. If we use the Scrum terminologies, product owner, Scrum team, and then Scrum master, all that will come. And however, this irrespective of the Agile framework or approach we use, this user story, or if we go back to a Toyota production system, we call it as tokens. We call it as tokens. This token, a token can be an user story or can be an epic or any defect, even defect, or an R&D work, it can be anything. This token need to flow. Flow is nothing but the movement of work.
Right.
Need to flow through different stages.
Yes.
Different stages, and when it go through different stages, what happens is, see, all these items have two states. One we call it as active stage.
Okay.
And another one we call it as inactive stage. Active stage is nothing but the in progress.
Okay.
Whenever an user story or whatever it may be, let's use the word token itself. Token is in progress, we call it as active stage. And when the token is done, let's say analysis done, that means token goes into inactive stage.
Okay.
Inactive state. This state exists for all three subsystems.
Okay.
Analysis and testing. One is in progress state and the other one is done stage or active state or inactive state.
Okay. So basically, are you saying that when the waiting time of a token from moving to one stage to another stage is called the inactive state, is it?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah,
okay.
That's absolutely yes.
Okay, excellent.
That is the inactive stage.
Okay.
So, see, CFD, which is used to understand or the visualize, this entry and exit.
Okay.
One is entry. Yes, items are coming from backlog, product backlog or print backlog to our analysis.
Right.
State, that means, yes, items are coming. You see, now go back to the railway system. Trains are arriving and then departure.
Yeah.
And now, once the work is completed, it is departing that particular stage or process. So basically, let's say a simple CFD, which has a two stage. One is completion stage and the other one is in progress stage. Then of course we can add one more stage, which is the backlog. Items will be there in backlog.
Right.
And then it will come to testing, let's say testing, and then or development. Then it will go for testing and then completion. A very simple CFD. The tickets, see, especially in large assignments, when tickets are coming from all the sites, it's very difficult to go and count this manually. Very difficult, and which is not practical at all. That is the time we can use CFD to visualize it. That means CFD, we know CFD doesn't mean that we need to use it with all the assignments. No, not at all. See, if the assignment is, we are getting tokens from all sites, business users and different types of users. Let's say this application is deployed in APAC region, MENA region, Middle East and North Africa, APAC, Asia Pacific region, and Europe, US. At that time, we will be getting tickets 24/7. 24/7. That is the time this will be very useful. And it will be very useful, but at the same time, you should know how to draw it and analyze it, how to prepare it as hands-on. You should be hands-on. Otherwise, there's no use. Because that's a specific reason Jira and many other tools. See, CFD is available. It will be generated just by a click, or even sometimes they automatically generates. And we have seen in many tools it is there. But what we should know is how to prepare it manually and how to analyze it. This is what is very important, because reporting part, this is very helpful. This is very helpful. Let's say, see, I'm working with this assignment for quite a long time, a particular assignment for quite a long time. But I wanted to know between financial year, let's say quarter three, October, November, December. In that particular quarter, I wanted to know the number of tickets reached the system starting from November 15th to December 15th. Very interesting. Then usually what happens is, people start pulling out the data, and they start counting, and people sitting together, and that's how they do. In fact, this data, we can take it within seconds if you are hands-on in CFD. Because CFD can give you the data for any period, probably quarter 3 and quarter 2, or a particular month. Let's say, as we said, 15th to February 15th to March 15th, or whatever it may be, whatever the period, CFD gives you the exact data. And apart from that, not just that, it also gives you the exact or better forecast. See, we all struggle a lot, specifically when customers seek for commitments. In fact, we do not need to worry at all. When we using CFD, we can give them better forecast. And also, see, we usually worry because when we give commitment blindly, that is the time we always worry. But this particular case, what happens is we just explain the CFD to them. Explain the CFD to them so that they will be understanding it. That means they never put pressure on us. They will not be able to, because they are seeing the real-time data. When we explain that CFD, they will be able to see the real-time data. And also, see, many of the negotiations, especially negotiation and deadlines, CFD is one of the best tools. One of the best tools where we can just explain that. And in a CFD, see, the x-axis is always the timeline. The x-axis is always represents the timeline, and the y-axis. Y-axis represents the number of tickets.
Yeah.
And also, see, we can see this. Let's say this is, let's say yes, this is x and y axis, x and y axis. Then we will be seeing different colors and lines, right? That is how the CFD displays. And all these lines or all these colors represented in a CFD, that is nothing but it is a stage. It is one stage, one color. Let's say blue color. Let's say purple color. Let's say any other color, black, green, or whatever. All these represents stages, different stages. And I will show you a simple CFD. These are all the theoretical part, So that will give you a brief about what exactly is Oneness. See, it is used in the railway system to manage the trains, arrivals and departures. That is how that's the purpose of applying CFD. But eventually, we started using in knowledge work. When I say knowledge work, remember, see, we all working with intangible inventory or non-physical inventory. See, our backlog contains plenty of work items. But the challenge for us is, see, it's very difficult to manage the invisible work. So we use different types of visualization, and we need different types of coaching tools and different types of management tools. So this particular tool, which is a management tool, we use for knowing the number of tickets entered and the number of exit as well as entry. That's what we use this tool. And let's say, let me show you this.
Dilip, one quick request. While we go through this chart that you are showing on the screen, can we try to link it to a Scrum or a Sprint model and see if it suits?
I do it in my course actually.
Okay.
Because that time that needs some background work actually. Background work. So that is how I display. I go to your point. But here what I have is, see, I'm using my, not my official laptop today for this presentation. I'm using my personal laptop, and I don't have that to connect with the data, what we have available on our sprints and other things. But I can explain you in this way, but if you join our course, definitely you will be able to see that hands-on. And that's how we do. So let's discuss. Yeah. See, first thing is, this is what I explained. Very simple. It's a very simple tool. Very simple tool. See, this is the entry line.
Right.
This is the entry line. See, this is your backlog. This is nothing but your backlog.
Correct.
Plenty of tickets will be there. And see, these legends, development, see, this is the development state. And there are two states, inactive and active state.
Yep.
Similarly, the testing as well as this indicates the completion. And as I said earlier, see, this is timeline, calendar time. 1st January, 1st February until July.
Yep.
Until July. And this is the number of tickets.
Yeah.
Number of work items. And this is a legend, which is very simple. And when you analyze CFD, see, there's a thumb rule. One is any CFD, the line never go down.
Okay.
Because it is cumulative. So
yes,
the line either will be steady or go up. So any CFD, when you prepare CFD, if the line is going down, that means data needs to be corrected. And this team or that particular assignment is using wrong data. Data needs to be corrected. That is point number one.
What if something is de-scoped in between? Let's say there is a ticket that comes, right? A defect that comes into the system that needs to be fixed, right? So we start analyzing it. Okay, so it comes into the process. But let's say after analysis, we say this is not important for the customer, right? Or this is not fixable.
That is that is where the difference between good system and bad system. See, because what happens is, see, if I come across such a scenario, my first analysis is nothing but the entry and exit criteria needs to be modified. It should not happen. Yes. It should not happen. That means the system is vulnerable. Yes. It should not. It is a place where we need to stringent the exit and entry. That is what it means.
Okay. So basically, once a token enters into the system or into the flow, there is no exit route until it gets completed.
Absolutely, yes. There is no question about it. Because if there is something happens, that means it is a system problem. Where to touch, the entry criteria needs to be modified.
Okay.
The entry and sometimes exit criteria needs to be modified.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way we should, And also, see, the other things. See, look at here. Let's say, yes, 1st January. And from here to here. This line is straight. That means no new work has entered.
Yes.
No new work has entered. Similarly, it is going up. Yes, new work is coming up. And also, see, this line is going up, but this line is steady. Not a good sign at all. Not a good sign at all. And what this means is development team has pulled new items from the backlog. But testing team is busy with their work. We don't know the reason because we need to do a root cause analysis so that we can understand. This is the use of the CFD because it will tell you, it is a leading indicator and it will tell you proactively that yes, there is a problem for some reason. Yes, the testing team is not pulling any new work items from the development done column.
Yes.
From the development done column, that's a problem. So Scrum Master or Agile Coach, whoever it may be, need to take some action.
Yep.
And now, see, when we look at here, this line is straight. That means no new work. Development team has not pulled any new work. We can also assume that development team helped the testing team.
development team has been helping the test.
Yes, that scenario. See, it is one scenario. It can be anything, but then
right.
Yes. So
correct. That got it.
Exactly. That means which is good actually. Which is good. Yeah, team is cross-functional. Collaboration is more, which is very good.
Yeah.
And if we look at here, see, work is happening in development because it is going up.
Yeah.
And testing also, they are pulling. And even when we look at here, the completion rate is also good.
Right.
See, very good sign. That means your system looks good. Looks good. However, in order to do a deep dive, that means just seeing this, we will not be able to say that the system is stable. No, not at all. In order to say that our system is stable, we should calculate the throughput. Okay. Compare the throughput of different instances. And also, we should apply the Little's law. Okay. So basically, what it means is CFD, if you use alone, that will help you to visualize. Right. But again, when we do a deep dive, and if you wanted to troubleshoot your system, or let's say assignment, then we can combine a CFD, Little's law, and other Toyota principles. When I say other Toyota system principles, what that means is how to stabilize a pull system. See, remember, when we go for, when we hear about Toyota system, the first thing is it is a pull system. And the difference, that's the difference between Toyota system and Ford system. Ford system is a push system and Toyota system is a pull system. Yep. So the flow efficiency in a pull system will be more than a push system. So the lead time, we will be able to reduce it. Okay. That is the interesting part. Got it. So one is, see, this is very simple CFD, x-axis, y-axis, yes, everything is clear.
So Dilip, in the same chart, let us take a real scenario. Let us assume we are currently on 15th July, where the graph is ending, right? So let us assume today is July 15th, right? And this is what we see as a manager, right? As a project manager or as a Scrum lead, right? So what inference can I make from this today? Today is July 15th, right? Today is July 15th. Yeah. See, an inference I want to make forward looking, right? Not backward looking. Because whatever has happened in the first March is just thinned down, May it has increased, all that is fine. That is all in the past.
Fair enough.
So see, on July 15, what should I do?
All right. See, if you look at here, from here to here, which indicates the in-progress items in the system. Correct. Are you with me? Fair enough?
Yes. Yes.
And now what we need to do is, we need to pull this data. We need to pull this data and put it in an Excel sheet. Put it in an Excel sheet, and then we will have to find out. We will have to find out the forecast. And your question is nothing but, see, how do I give commitment? That is the same thing.
Correct.
You know,
yes.
You were articulating in a different way.
Yes. Yes.
So basically, what we should do is we should take the source of this data, source of this data, and put it in an Excel sheet. And then we should draw a line. For example, when we draw a line, see, I have some of the things here. See, look at here.
Oh my God. Okay.
A bit deeper, more deeper.
Okay. Okay.
This is what I take in my sessions, in fact. See, this is how you can take it. For example, like, the whip and even the cycle time,
Right.
the time, and see these lines. And similarly, see, this is your backlog.
Right.
Your backlog.
Yeah.
And see, when you look at here, yeah, you can see the lead time, and you can see the high entry rate, and with how it is, and to do how many. See, even you were asking about change in scope. See,
okay, that is captured there. Okay, got it.
That is
that. But again, that is before it enters the process, right? Before it enters the pink line.
That is again, see,
because
as part
entry criteria.
Our troubleshooting, good and bad system.
Right.
Because anyone who is allowing such things in a system, that means it's a bad system.
Right.
They should not allow. They should modify the exit and entry criteria.
Okay, got it. So here is the lead time basically the time between the first entry and the exit of that process, is it? Of a token.
See, very good question. See, when it comes to lead time, there are different types of lead times. One is system lead time, and the other one is customer lead time.
Okay.
And see, customer lead time, the clock start ticking when customer adds an item in your backlog. See?
Right. Correct. Got it.
Yes. And system lead time, the clock ticks when you pull an item from your input queue,
right,
to your analysis.
Right.
And
Got
then it ends. It ends based on the scope of your work. For example, see, if your organization is doing the UAT, then it ends at UAT.
Right.
If your organization is providing warranty and support as per the contract, warranty and support, then it varies.
Right.
But remember, it's very important for anyone to calculate system lead time as well as customer lead time, so that we can eliminate lots of escalations.
Right.
And
so
also,
the CFD chart will not enable us calculate the customer lead time, right? It only gives us the system lead time.
No, see, CFD, see, we use a system lead time, and cycle time. Everything we can calculate from CFD. However, that is not going to, or that alone is not going to suffice our requirement. Because whenever an escalation or serious challenges come in, we should be able to put it in a lean agile visual board. And there we should be able to find out the system lead time as well as customer lead time, and everyone should be aware about it, which is more important.
Right.
Even I would recommend to give a walkthrough to the customer themselves. This is how it is. See, not whenever a problem arises. No, not at all. In the beginning itself. This is how it looks like. That will take just 5 to 10 minutes. And that is going to eliminate lots of hiccups. Lots of unnecessary noises will go. That is how we should calculate the lead time.
Okay.
Not just that, cycle time is also important. And cycle time, lots of people, what they do is they just do the local optimization. Or people who are more focusing on cycle time, they have the human tendency to do the local optimization.
Right.
Local optimization always backfires. So that part also we need to see. Ideally, what I would recommend is all these needs to be, when you go to office or when you look at any assignment, see, all these should be there on top of you. You might be talking with your team members, fair enough, but see, all these should be recorded here. So you should be able to pull the data from here and there. That is the ideal.
Okay.
Because other than that, see, when it comes to the real complex projects and when it comes to drive assignments, see, none of the tool, nothing is going to help us. Unless and until we have everything over here. That is the best way. So that, see, we will be able to enable the team in different aspects.
Right.
Otherwise, what happens is, they might go into different direction. Finally, we end up with nothing. That's the challenge we face in most of these assignments. So when it comes to lead time, remember lead time, one is, there are two types of lead time. System lead time and customer lead time. And lead time is the sum of a cycle time. And we should be able to visualize it. Then we should...
So what is cycle time? Cycle time is just the time between each stage, is it? How much time it takes for development to complete, testing to complete, etc.?
Here, see, in this, it is very clear. See, this whole system is an outcome-driven system. Outcome-driven system. And here is the end-to-end customer lead time. Customer lead time, and this is the system lead time.
Okay. But this is not a typical CFD chart, right? This is...
No, this is how we need to combine CFD with, now I'm going, because of your question, I'm going out of topic.
Okay, got it.
You got it.
Okay. No, because
just to
got it. I was probably misled because somebody I was speaking to some time back was really advocating CFD as a chart that is going to give all the information that is required in one single view, right?
Right.
So probably that confused me. So I thought you can infer a lot of things from CFD.
See, CFD, we need to combine it with many of the other things, other tools. For example, see, this outcome-driven system, from this outcome-driven system, we can draw a CFD. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So it is. And also, CFD, we need to combine that with a little slow. We need to combine that with the full system principles. Many things.
Got it.
Many things. Otherwise, see, it's a combination of what I would say is it's a combination of lots of things. For example, this is, yes, we can prepare an outcome-driven system. This is an outcome-driven system. We can prepare a CFD for this system. See, one example. At the same time, remember, see, we can prepare a CFD for this system also. See, this is another outcome-driven system.
Okay.
See, all these indicates are tokens, creative work, transactional work, all these. So basically, see, this is again CFD. See?
Yeah.
Here.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the simple CFD.
Yes, this is the simple CFD. How we have prepared between 1st Feb and 15th Feb and 15th March. How many items are there? See, look at here. 19 testing and 16 diff. Total 150 items. This is a very simple CFD.
Okay, got it. So this will give like a time snap view, right? At this moment, how many tickets are there?
That is one data point. Similarly, you can get many other data points. That is what we have seen here. That is what we have seen in this particular slide. That's yeah, this one. See, this has lots of information. Lots of information. This has plenty of information. This particular CFD has plenty of information. So basically, see, all these we have taken. That means input for this particular data, particular CFD is coming from different systems. See, different systems. That means we should be able to pull all that information. And that is the one a particular system we have seen earlier, the customer lead time, system lead time, all that. Finally, we combine all these things. And when we do all that, it is a very interesting one. It is a leading indicator. Leading indicator. Other than that, see, this is also another one. And this one, these are all different snapshot.
Right. So here the lead time red line is there, no, in the previous one. So how?
Yeah, because see, it is very simple. See, till October, how many items we have completed?
What
is the lead time of all these items?
Okay. That is how you should read it. Okay, till this date, what is the name? Okay.
Yes, that for that particular question. For that particular question. Similarly, we get plenty of other information.
Okay. Got it. So let's say till October we have completed 200 tickets, right? In this, that is what we see.
Yeah.
Right? So we started in Jan, now we are in October. So 10 months, 200 tickets. So approximately 20 tickets per month. Is that like a...
We cannot say that because, see, what happens is initial hiccups. There were plenty of other things we need to consider. And that is where, while we giving the forecasting, see, we need to compare the throughputs, exit rate in different instances.
Okay, got it.
Finally, we combine all that and then we give a probabilistic estimate.
Right.
It's a probabilistic estimate. We give and remember, lead time is always a range. It's not a single digit.
Okay.
That's how we give. But it's a very interesting topic. That's a specific reason I have selected this. I was asking the team to select this. One is, plenty of people. See, for some reason, people are unable to work hands-on in CFD.
Yeah.
And see, how we should work is, see, we should quickly take an Excel sheet prepare, the columns, rows, and other things, then we should be able to prepare a CFD immediately. That is how we should work on CFD. That means we should be able to play with CFD.
Okay, right.
But yeah, that is what, Abhinav, if you wanted to do a deep dive on a CFD, you can join our session. The CLAP OM L1 session.
Okay.
Not just a CFD, but there are plenty of other things also you can learn. And also you do not need any permission to implement it. You do not need additional budget. Whatever you learn, you do not need additional budget to implement it. You can implement within the span of the current political control of any assignment. And you can eventually change or slowly change people's thought process. That means transform your team. This is just execution part. It is CFD. I would say when it comes to driving assignment or transformation, I would say 20%. But there are lots of other things. We should do a deep dive. That means we should be hands-on. We should be hands-on.
Yeah.
And when we combine all that, we will be able to influence the culture in all these tools, not just this tool, but there are tools like, very, very rarely a team uses outcome and innovation-based Agile. There are tools like PLP, Programmable Logical Prototype, PLC, Programmable Logical Component. And these tools we combine with CFD. PLP, PLC plus CFD that help people to transform from doing Agile to being Agile. And then we come up with a programmable logical system. And then we scale it and we come up with the outcome-driven systems for plenty of customers. And that was one business model. But at the same time, we use plenty of other Agile XP, GTD, BDD, all that.
Correct. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much, Dilip. I think this was very helpful and useful to me in terms of giving me an introduction to the actual reality of CFD rather than all the hype that I was hearing so far, right?
I'll tell you, Abhinav. See, this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right. I realized that. Yes. Yeah.
Tip of the iceberg. So what I recommend is, if you have time, yes, join me on 28th. We have a 16-hour session. 16-hour session. That too, it is spread across 2 weekends. Just 4 hours. 4 hours per day. 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And we can do a deep dive. There is one batch going on now, which will be completed on this Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday. And this week, I'm going to demonstrate the CFD, the Excel sheet, what we discussed.
Right.
And there's another batch starting on 28. See, why I recommend is nothing but, it makes your life much easier. And what it means is nothing but we have plenty of powerful tools. But unfortunately, for some reason, many people are not getting a chance to learn. Or because of various reasons, they couldn't explore. So if possible, yes, please join me on 28th. All right then. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Yeah, bye.